The takeover. Everybody seems to realize the Caitlin Clark takeover except the Indiana Fever. What are you talking about, KTV? The Indiana Fever have been the most unappreciative bunch of people of Caitlin Clark, but they have benefited the most. They have made money off ticket sales. Their brand has grown from her wearing the jerseys. They have benefited the most from Caitlin Clark, but they have shown the most disrespect from them talking about building a team around Kelsey Mitchell prior to the owner's son stepping in. All of this nonsense, Stephanie White. I mean, all of this stuff. Now they're leaving her off calendars. Wilson is giving her brand new commercials. Everybody realizes the takeover except the actual team that she plays for.
Picture this. A supernova exploding in the dead of space, its light piercing through the void, reshaping constellations overnight, drawing every gaze in the galaxy. That's not hyperbole. That's Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Her arrival didn't just brighten the league. It ignited a revolution, pulling in millions who never glanced at women's basketball before. Yet, amid this cosmic shift, one entity orbits in denial. The Indiana Fever, her own team.
Let's get into somebody who actually values Caitlin Clark and understands and appreciates the greatness that they have with their brand. Let's take a look at the brand new Wilson commercial featuring the GOAT, Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna mute the music because I don't know if that music is copyrighted. I don't know. But you see the Simply Caitlin, always basketball. Oh, that's fire. That's fire.
While the world aligns to her gravity, the Fever fumble the pull, sparking debates that echo across arenas, airwaves, and algorithms. This isn't just a story of stardom. It's a cautionary tale of opportunity squandered, appreciation withheld, and a league at a crossroads.
The Indiana Fever have calendars in store. Team calendar for 2026. Okay. How about it? Let's take a look. They got a player for each month. I see Kelsey Mitchell. I see Michaela Timpson. We got Aaliyah Boston in there. They even got Natasha Howard. Is that Dewana the Scammer? Yep, they got Dewana the Scammer Bonner in here. They got Christy Wallace. Christy Wallace didn't even play on the team last year. They got Sophie. They even got the mascot. They got Lexi. They got Sydney Colson. I see Kelsey Mitchell. I see Kelsey Mitchell twice on here. Damn. Okay, this is a little weird. I'm not seeing somebody. Oh, they just left Caitlin Clark off of it, you guys.
And as the calendar flips to 2026 with CBA negotiations hanging like a storm cloud, the question looms larger than ever. Will the Fever finally wake up or watch their brightest star eclipse them entirely? The takeover isn't a distant rumble. It's the thunderclap we're all living through. Everybody senses it. Fans packing arenas, broadcasters scrambling for airtime, sponsors lining up like pilgrims at a shrine. Everybody, that is, except the Indiana Fever, the very team Caitlin Clark calls home. This oversight isn't subtle. It's glaring, a pattern woven through decisions, statements, and oversights that paint a picture of an organization out of sync with its own fortune. We're not talking fleeting hype or fan-fueled fantasy. This is grounded in cold, hard realities that have transformed the WNBA from a niche league into a cultural juggernaut. No team has reaped more rewards, financially, culturally, on national and global stages, than the Fever since Clark donned their jersey.
They just left Caitlin Clark off the damn team calendar for 2026 and put Dewana Bonner on there. Are you kidding me? You put Dewana the Scammer Bonner on there. You got Natasha Howard on. She ain't even gonna be on this team next year. What are y'all doing? Ticket
sales didn't merely increase. They detonated, with home games selling out at unprecedented rates and road contests turning opponents' venues into fever fan fests. According to reports, Clark was directly responsible for a staggering 26.5% of all WNBA economic activity in her rookie season, encompassing merchandise, ticket sales, and television revenue. Prices skyrocketed, with average ticket costs for Fever games jumping over 200% in some markets, drawing crowds that rivaled NBA playoff atmospheres. Arenas weren't just fuller, they were electric, with sellouts becoming the norm rather than the exception. Viewership didn't creep up. It erupted, with nationally televised games featuring Clark averaging millions more eyes than previous benchmarks, spiking historic levels that shattered records held for decades. The franchise's brand, once a whisper in sports dialogues, roared into the mainstream overnight, her logo pull-ups becoming must-see TV moments dissected on highlight reels worldwide. Before Clark, the Indiana Fever lingered on the periphery of national sports chatter, a team with sporadic successes but little sustained buzz.
No better way to promote Caitlin Clark. She doesn't need any promotion of pre-game fits. There doesn't need to be any, even a Nike terrible promotion is you can't win, so win, while ignoring her. You don't need to see, there doesn't need to be any of that crap. There doesn't need to be any bells and whistles. All you have to do is promote.
Championships in 2012 felt like ancient history, and attendance hovered in the middling thousands, with empty seats outnumbering enthusiasts in many games. Media coverage was sparse, confined to local outlets or brief WNBA roundups. Then came Clark, and the narrative flipped. Suddenly, the Fever were unavoidable. ESPN debates raged daily, social media timelines flooded with her highlights, and even non-basketball fans recognized the blue and gold uniforms. This metamorphosis, typically requiring years of playoff runs and star cultivation, happened in months, propelled by one player's transcendent talent. Her college legacy at Iowa, where she shattered scoring records and led the Hawkeyes to back-to-back national title games, carried over seamlessly but amplified. Viewership for her WNBA debut eclipsed previous highs, with games drawing over 2 million viewers on average, a figure that dwarfed prior seasons. Merchandise sales surged, with her jersey topping charts league-wide, contributing to a revenue spike projected to push the WNBA toward $1 billion in total value. People who'd never tuned into a women's game knew the Fever's schedule, debated her matchups, and invested emotionally. It's a transformation akin to Michael Jordan's arrival in the NBA, where one athlete didn't just elevate a team, but redefined the sport's cultural footprint. Yet, for all this bounty, the Indiana Fever have curiously positioned themselves as the least grateful beneficiaries. It's a baffling stance that defies logic, leaving observers scratching heads and fans fuming. This isn't isolated ingratitude. It's a symphony of missteps that accumulate like storm clouds. From the outset, signals were mixed. Pre-draft whispers suggested building around other talents, even as Clark's potential screamed franchise cornerstone. Ownership eventually intervened, but early messaging diluted her centrality, framing her as one piece in a puzzle rather than the keystone. We witnessed hesitancy in promotions, where her star power was understated, and confusion in team narratives that failed to capitalize on her momentum.
One word to describe Caitlin Clark.
Amazing.
Yes.
A beast. She is the truth. And I mean, she's the truth, and she was a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Knock down the three-pointer, get to the rim. She can get to the free throw line. She's crafty.
Yeah, very crafty.
Crafty. So sometimes she look like she's coming off for a three-point shot, and she backdoors you for a layup. She gets her teammates involved. She can pass. She can shoot. Man, she is the complete.
Public comments from coaches and teammates sometimes veered into ambiguity, praising her skills while emphasizing collective effort in ways that felt like downplaying her unique impact. Even in 2025, amid her injury-plagued season, where she missed most games due to a right groin issue, the team's playoff push without her highlighted resilience but also underscored how her absence dimmed the spotlight, with ratings dropping 55% for nationally televised games post-injury. Fans, ever perceptive, began questioning, does the Fever truly grasp the gem in their midst? From the outside, it appears they don't, fostering a trust deficit that's hard to ignore. This disconnect amplifies with every new development, and the latest chapter is particularly telling. While the Fever navigate perception pitfalls, external brands demonstrate mastery in leveraging star power. Take Wilson Sporting Goods. They get it unequivocally. No dithering, no equivocation. They're all in, spotlighting Clark in a fresh commercial that epitomizes savvy marketing. Released in June 2025, the ad is a masterclass in simplicity. Clark, unadorned, drilling logo threes with unflinching poise, embodying the audacity that redefined women's basketball. No convoluted plots or distractions, just her, the ball, and the net. A nod to the shots that stretched defenses, altered spacing strategies, and turned skeptics into believers. The response was explosive. Clips viraled across platforms, shares skyrocketed, and discourse centered on its brilliance rather than debate. Accompanying the commercial, Wilson's Simply Caitlin line launched with flair, 4 signature basketballs.
So we're going to cover this one next. We're running some data during one of your Fever home games. It would kind of track noise and sound whenever you would make a play. How do we take that theme and put it into a design? Well, it was a little bit of a scientific
Now this is cool. People need to listen to this. This is a high quality basketball. This is what the real hoopers use in the gym. This one. Can't pick a favorite. They're all amazing.
Envision, $27.95. Oasis, $49.95. Aspire UV, $54.95. And Embrace Game, $124.95. Each infused with her design ethos. Custom options followed, inspired by her vision, allowing fans to personalize. This wasn't slapdash. It was meticulously crafted, with behind-the-scenes glimpses revealing collaboration between Clark and Wilson's product team. The rollout screamed intention, clear product hierarchies, resonant messaging, and unyielding trust in Clark as the carrier. It's marketing that amplifies rather than diminishes, valuing her as the generational force she is. Fans lauded it online, with posts hailing it as genius and fire, underscoring how proper stewardship of talent breeds loyalty and buzz. Contrast this with the Fever's latest blunder, a fiasco that encapsulates their ongoing tone deafness.
It's Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is the player who is not currently there.
And that is, for me, that's one of those things where I just think this is a bad look at the Indiana.
A lot of people are saying, oh, the Indiana Fever didn't put out this calendar. They're not the ones that put it out. And I get it.
The Indiana Fever themselves are not the ones who are out here making this calendar. There is a big but, though, is that teams absolutely have control about what goes out.
They have control over what goes out. And by the way, for people saying, oh, Caitlin Clark didn't give her rights to this calendar, players' rights are players' rights when it comes to the team are independent.
A purported 2026 team calendar surfaces online, ostensibly official, featuring players month by month: Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Nalisa Smith, and others, even including retired or non-active figures like Christy Sides and the mascot. Some appear multiple times, but glaringly absent? Caitlin Clark, the franchise's face, the league's magnetic draw, the athlete who single-handedly vaulted the team from obscurity to omnipresence, omitted entirely, as if an afterthought or oversight. The backlash was swift and searing. Social media erupted, with fans decrying it as shocking and unbelievable. Searches for Clark-inclusive calendars yielded nada, amplifying the outrage. Debates raged over authenticity. Was it fake, altered for clicks, or a discounted store item? But here's the crux: the element pundits overlook. Fans found it plausible. That believability is the damning indictment, rooted in a history of perceived slights that eroded trust. fake news doesn't ignite unless fertile ground exists, conditioned by prior patterns. Remember the early season benchings, the coaching critiques that seemed to single her out, or the teammate dynamics that fueled media storms? Each chip away at confidence, making even outlandish claims seem feasible. This calendar kerfuffle didn't emerge in a vacuum. It's the latest thread in a tapestry of miscommunications. You don't inadvertently exclude a player who boosted attendance by triple digits, whose games filled gaps in fan interest and attracted brands galore.
You know what's going on right now? There's a CBA negotiation going on. You guys are negotiating things that you wouldn't even be asking for had Caitlin Clark now stepped into this league and turned it up the way she did. So why don't you appreciate it? Why is it that Wilson can appreciate Caitlin Clark? Why is it that the Annika in the golf world can appreciate the stardom and the star power and the fandom and everything that Caitlin Clark brings to the table, but the league and the team that she plays for can't?
Patterns like this cease being accidents. They become systemic, and the timing couldn't be worse, coinciding with pivotal WNBA-CBA negotiations in late 2025. These talks, intensified by the league's surge, owe much to Clark's influence. Revenue projections soared, audience sizes ballooned, stakes elevated, all fueled by her draw. The current CBA, set to expire, faces demands for seismic shifts. Players proposing over double the league's revenue share offer, salary caps jumping from $1.5 million to $5 million, average salaries to $417,000, and new exceptions for performance bonuses. The WNBPA pushes for 50% share akin to NBA, rejecting the league's under 30% proposal. Clark herself weighed in during USA basketball camp, calling it the biggest moment the WNBA has ever seen, urging compromise while emphasizing the need to play. We're gonna fight for everything we deserve, but at the same time, we need to play basketball. That's how you make the money. Denying her role in this leverage is disingenuous. Her presence accelerated economic progress, building on her massive college following to spike viewership and sales. Fans, seeing perceived snubs amid these high-stakes talks, don't dismiss them. They amplify, fearing mishandled momentum could derail progress. What's exasperating is how other realms grasp this intuitively. Golf welcomes her with open arms, MLB nods in admiration, NFL integrates her into narratives, NBA stars praise her crossover appeal. Sponsors beyond basketball flock. Gatorade features her alongside Aja Wilson, Jason Tatum, and Lamar Jackson in ads that celebrate her grit. Media outlets crown her Times Athlete of the Year, the first WNBA player so honored. Fans across sports idolize her, with rivalries like hers and Angel Reese evoking Magic Bird magic, marking calendars for matchups. Yet, within her league and team, full embrace feels elusive, marked by player-voted all-star rankings that placed her 9th despite fan and media top spots. This disparity breeds resentment, turning frustration into outright anger. Every slip-up magnifies because it feels cumulative, like squandering a golden era in real time. Caitlin Clark transcends rookie status. She's a generational beacon, a brand unto herself, an opportunity that knocks once a lifetime. Handling such rarity defines legacies. Think Jordan with the Bulls, where embrace yielded dynasties, or LeBron with the Cavs, where initial missteps led to departures. The Fever risk the latter, alienating fans who've invested deeply. Wilson's approach exemplifies the alternative: clarity in promotion, confidence in product, respect for the athlete. Their commercial didn't just sell basketballs, it sold aspiration, trust, and vision. When executed right, the contrast is stark, sparking comparisons, questions, and demands for elevation. Ultimately, this saga underscores a broader truth. Momentum is fragile, opportunity fleeting. Fans, attuned to both, won't tolerate risks to it. As negotiations unfold and 2026 dawns, the Fever must recalibrate. Embrace the supernova or fade in its shadow. The takeover demands no less. The league's future hangs in the balance. Get in the comments and let me know what you think.